Hello and welcome to episode 136 of the Talk Nintendo podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Casey Gibson, and joining me this fine afternoon, the one, the only, the Cornhusker himself, Mr. Pert Jerkin.
Hello, Casey. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mr. Jerkin. How are you?
Oh, so well.
Got a fresh new basement?
So well. Got a what?
Fresh new basement?
Yep. Replaced the carpet in my basement because of the big old Midwest flood. Finally got that taken care of, so it smells like new carpet. It's great.
You just rolling around in that?
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, you know, the best thing is installing new carpet and then the nap, like the 15-minute nap of laying on it. Because you get fresh new carpet, you vacuum it up, you lay down on it, and it just feels so great that you just kind of fall asleep, or it just Ooh, I just want to go down there and fall asleep right now. Well, yeah, that'll do it for the Talk Nintendo podcast.
That would be I'd go for one of those right now.
Me and my Poochie would go down there and just.
Well, it's funny. You had that big old storm on Friday here. We had like a tornado warning. I think we were just outside of the zone, but yeah, we were luckily. I mean, it was very windy, and it was a good rain. It's funny actually. In our little parking lot, though, 2 branches fell down. Luckily, our cars were not affected. The one branch landed right on someone's hood of their car, and I was like, "Oh man, that sucks." And then somehow the other tree, literally, so it was in the corner. So think you've got like spots, going, pretty much meet up, and then the tree's in the corner, and it fell like perfectly and avoided somehow all of the cars. And I was like, my goodness, what good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow avoided it. But yeah, I was like, we better make sure we are not parked near any cars, because that is the absolute last thing that I want. Like, oh, great.
Yep.
Gotta go fix my car now because this stupid tree fell on it. I still have to fix from when that son of a gun backed into me.
You still haven't done that?
No. Because I know it's going to be like $500, and it's just like,
Yeah.
But man, It taunts me every time I walk by. Luckily, it's on the passenger side, so I don't see it as often.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I do, I'm like, God dang it.
I'm sorry.
And that son of a gun's out there driving old willy-nilly.
What are you going to do?
I should kill him.
Well, maybe we should talk about some games before you kill him.
Yeah, it could be my last episode. No.
Yep.
Yeah, we got some games to talk about. I know I've got some games to talk about.
I got one game to talk about.
What a jerk. Is it the game of putting carpet in your basement? The new Labo VR? Carpet installer?
No. Man, I haven't had. I did get Labo. I haven't had a chance to put it together yet.
Yeah, I need to.
Because they had to make something that you have to make.
Yeah.
What
is this crap?
Yeah.
Well,
why can't I just play a VR game?
New job, a new entrepreneurial endeavor. Constructed Labo. We buy the Labo, we build it, and then we sell it to people already built.
Sounds great.
Could be a bajillion-dollar idea, Perry.
I don't think so. But it will be interesting to see.
It could be $100 idea, possibly.
Yeah, there we go.
If we charge $100, maybe get one lazy, and it's just you. Like you paid me to build it for you.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to get in there. I've obviously, so for the review, we split it up. I don't know if I mentioned this on last podcast, but I did the elephant and the camera. Neil did the pedal and the bird, and then John did the blaster and touched on like the actual VR goggles themselves. But so I obviously did those 2 for the review, and I need to get back in there. The blaster game looks super fun, and the bird game looks pretty cool too. So I definitely want to get in there and build some more. But yeah, you should do a stream, Perry, on your new carpet.
I should. Okay.
but it's just the camera's just pointed at the carpet.
Yeah.
You're just slightly off screen, like, yep. But yeah, so I guess I'll start out with some quick bites here, because what better way to start what we've been playing than with some quick bites. So obviously, or maybe not so obvious, because I don't know if you plan on picking it up. I actually don't think you do plan on picking it up. The Smash Ultimate DLC Character 1 dropped, Joker from Persona 5, and I know you don't really care about Joker at all, or Persona, because it's Nintendo, dang it. Now, here's a question.
That's not why. I just
if let's say like 3 out of the 5 characters interest you out of the DLC pack, are you going to buy the entire, like, the whole pass for all the characters, or are you just gonna go piecemeal?
I guess it depends.
You'd have to look at the price, I guess.
The price.
I think it's $6.99 or $5.99.
I mean, I don't have to be interested in a character to want to play as the character. You know what I mean? Like I like playing as all of the
even
Smash
Sonic
characters. Besides Sonic. No, that's the only one.
He's
honestly,
off limits.
Literally the only one I truly don't enjoy playing as. Like, I just don't like his moveset. But, so it's like I can like a character without, like, necessarily liking their game. Like Bayonetta. Like, I love playing as Bayonetta. But I've never played any of the games, so.
You really should. They're great games.
Yeah. I'm waiting to get it on a really good sale. It hasn't been on Switch at all.
Yeah, them Switch games, man. Nintendo. You know how, unless you get a steal on a price error, like you
I
did
with my Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I ended up picking up the Fighters pack because, even like you said, even if it's a character I'm not really all that interested in, I want to get in there. I'm going to play it. I want to, like, mess around. And it's also, like, for me, it's just a really great reason to jump back into Smash,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I can, like, I haven't played Smash, well, I mean, I guess I had played a couple weeks ago, but, like, you know what I mean? I haven't played too much in the grand scheme of things, so it's like, boom, let's get in there and play it around. So, yeah, the stage is super cool. I really like the stage a lot. It has essentially, like, it's got, like, platforms and stuff, but then, like, randomly on the sides and the top as well, and even on the bottom, like, it'll shift, like a big wall or shift in. So all of a sudden there'll only be, like, maybe, I mean, I don't want to say inches in relevant terms, but, like, maybe, like, your character could fit down the hole between the side of the stage and where the new wall is. Like, you could get down there, but, like, if someone throws you, you're just going to slam off that wall and back onto the stage. So it's fun to sort of, like, you could just ramp up damage, especially, like, when it comes down from the ceiling, because then essentially you're in a tunnel, you know what I mean? And you could just sort of slam into the top and ramp up some good damage. And then even on the bottom, like, a train rolls by, so if you're sort of recovering low, you're going to get steamrolled by that train.
Oh, cool. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, the stage, I love the stage. And then, of course, for fans of Persona, depending on what music is selected, and of course, like, if you just pick random, obviously it's going to be, the random. I think there's 11 tracks, or not 9 or 11, I forget, tracks from Persona, ranging from Persona 3, 4, and 5, and depending, so if you're listening to a song from Persona 5, it's going to be the red and black color scheme. If it is Persona 4, then it's going to be yellow, and I think it's yellow and black, and then for the Persona 3, it's blue. So it's like, it gives it a nice aesthetic change, and it's just, like, it doesn't really change anything else, you know what I mean? But just visually, it looks really cool, and it's nice variety, and it's just, like, Persona in general is a super stylized game, and they like, translate that very well with the stage. So, to see it in the different colors is very nice, and I've been having fun with Joker. He's got pretty fun, like, move set. Then you could bust out your persona and you're a little stronger. And overall, I am very much enjoying it. And I'm gonna probably keep on playing here and there. And Persona, baby. And I feel like we're due for, like, DLC Character 2 reveals soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
We got to get that hype building now that Joker's out. You know, you got to keep that.
What do you think
train.
it's gonna be?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, a lot of people were like, it's going to be the Dragon Quest hero guy, right? Or not, Dragon
Oh,
Quest.
that's right. Yeah.
But I
that's
wonder
what it's
now
gonna
that we know that Dragon Quest XI is going to be releasing in September, is that DLC character number 3 and sort of drops sort of around the same time as that, and then maybe we get another character beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe you get one in late June, early July, and then you get one in September when that launches, and then you get one around Christmas, and then you get one, sometime early next year. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I hope it's not Dragon Quest character, just because I feel like it'll very much be like, oh, okay, well, that's what we expected, So I would hit us with that big shocker,
Right.
We'll
Right. I mean,
see.
it kind of. I mean, knowing what it is. Thank you. And knowing what it is, it's like.
Yeah, it takes
it's not super exciting.
some of the fun, and of course
though
we wouldn't know what
but
they'd look
it is
like
cool, though.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is
we
cool,
more or
though.
less would, but
It makes sense, right? Like Dragon Quest has such a good rich history on Nintendo. So.
yeah, and we already got the Final Fantasy representative and the Persona representative. We need that other big pillar of JRPG
Totally.
representative.
Totally, dude. Yeah.
Speaking of JRPGs, I finished Final Fantasy VII for the first time in my
nice.
life, Perry.
Final Fantasy VII. Oh, for the first time.
Yep. Now this has been a game that I've played through a whole bunch of times, so it's like I knew most of the story plot, and it's just for whatever reason, I got 85% and then didn't finish the last little bit, and then worked my way through again and never finished. So it's just finally the first time I put a bow on it, polished her off because we're going to be doing a Thirsty Mage on Wednesday, good old-fashioned Final Fantasy spoiler cast. So, we're going to get deep into some Final Fantasy VII, so I was like, well, now's the time, I got to do it. But no, I said once it was announced for the Switch, I was like, this is the time I'm going to absolutely beat it, and there's going to be no ifs, ands, or buts about it, I'm just going to beat it. And that is exactly what I did.
And how long did it take you?
I think it was around 18 or 19 hours. And that,
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because don't forget that ×3 makes things go way faster,
Yeah.
especially with battles and zoom. There were definitely times when I'm zooming around the world with 3 speed, when it's like, hey, I want to get to this point. It's like, well, I'm just gonna slam on the ×3 and just get there quicker, and that's
man.
that was big for battles as well. So that definitely helped take a bunch of time off. And yeah, I mean, overall, it's still a really great game. I love the story. It's weird and crazy and awesome. The characters are great. It's JRPG. You've got the materia system, which is fun to mess around with. And yeah, I mean, some complaints, I really hate that they don't label the map. So it's it's you gotta and sure, by the end of the game, you have sort of a better grip on okay, this is over here, that's over there. But so many times I'm let me pull up the Final Fantasy VII labeled map on Google, so little things that are annoying like that. But I guess it was just sort of the times, But yeah,
Right.
Final Fantasy VII, still a fantastic game, and anyone who is a fan of RPGs, it is definitely worth a check out, And like I said, especially with that ×3, it makes things nice and snappy and right on into it,
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations, Case.
Well, thank you, Perry.
Yep, I'm very much proud of you.
Stop it. Yeah. Now, do you... I'm trying to look. Do you want me to keep on rambling, or do you want to...
Yeah. You keep on rambling.
Hold on, I
You
better get a
rambler.
sip of some water here if I keep on rambling. Because I'm a rambling man. All right, so...
Born a rambling man.
When I traded in my PlayStation, I got Yoshi's Crafted World. and it was just teasing me on my desk for like a week because I had Labo, I was playing Final Fantasy, and, you know, like there was other stuff to do, and I was like, I don't want to just jump into this yet.
And it's such a beautiful game case.
It sure is.
Cover it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, and that is definitely the best thing it has going for it. Yeah, so I got into the game, and I'm enjoying it, but it is totally like a mediocre game, you know?
Yep.
And not in like a bad way. Like you said, like it's beautiful. Like I love going
Yep.
through the different areas, and I do like that. Like, okay, there's just a bunch of different like small worlds with just a few levels in them, and like they like okay, two. I guess it really only had 2 levels in each one. I'm
Right.
not super deep into it. So it's like, all right, it's like the underwater / I'm on the pier. It's like the watery level, you know? And then, you know, you move on to like the mountainy fire level or whatever it is. And I like that it's like, okay, so it's ever changing, you know? It's not like, oh, I'm in the sea world and I'm going to be there for 8 levels, you know?
Right.
So I do like that it does change it up for you quite a bit. And they do.
I mean, like the aesthetic of the game is amazing. Like it's like it's like perfection. I mean, it's awesome.
You know what's disappointing though, in the sense like how good the appearance is.
Right.
Soundtrack just mediocre.
Yep.
So
it
far,
totally is mediocre.
so far, it's like the main theme I keep hearing. It's like I'm not in love with it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of been a thing of Yoshi games.
Yeah.
Over the past few years. Yeah, I know, man. Yep, agreed.
And you know what's also a disappointing fact is that you just gotta kill so many Shy Guys. Like, so many.
Not really. You don't have to kill any of them.
Well, you turn them into eggs and then you throw them away.
Yeah.
And then, like, what do eggs do when you throw them at things? They pop.
Well, you don't know what they do.
I mean, I feel like I've definitely thrown an egg.
They're
at something.
sacrificing their life for you.
I know, but I don't want them
useful.
to. It's like, why don't the Shy Guys put Yoshi in an egg and throw him at stuff?
Well, because
I'm Team
Casey,
Shy
don't be
Guy.
ridiculous. Team Shy Guy
Yeah,
in
man.
the Splatfest.
Yeah. No, it's like I said, so totally like a fine game. Like I'm gonna keep on chug-a-lugging through. I'm trying to collect all the pieces I can, you know, but like I got to the one level and I got through and I was like, you know what? No. I'm not going back for that one stupid smiley flower, you know?
I know. But
It's
you
like-
know what, though? I don't like that feeling.
What? The feeling of not
I
caring?
don't like that. Yeah. I mean, it's like, so now I'm either forced to be bored as I'm going through a level to search for something so that I can complete it and feel good, or I will have to live with my sense of not completing it.
See, I could live with that.
That's fine. I mean, but for me, it's like when it shows you there and it shows like 6 out of 7. Like that's just not a good feeling
It's just
for me.
a T,
Like it's
yeah.
fine.
It's
and
like,
I'm
you're
not.
okay, Perry, but...
Well, here's the thing. It's kind of like, okay, it's so easy. There's no challenge to it. So at least I explored and I found everything, you know, and the puzzle sense of it, where it's like, oh, I didn't think about looking there, you know, that takes effort, and that does it, you know. But it's just like, yeah, I just it's not, the platforming just isn't that fun. I don't know. I just did not like it that much. I mean, I like everything about the game, and it's not a bad game by any means at all. It's just like compared to like Mario, like it's night and day. Like Mario is super fun to play. And then the collectibles, you know, just finding 3 of the
Coins.
the 3 coins, that's hard, and it can be hard by itself. Just 3 things, and it's simple. But if you're smart, you can find them too on the first run, and going back. It's just, I feel like, and that works so much better. And I just wish that they would. I wish that they would kind of move away from what Yoshi is now for the past 3 games. It's so cool, but you know what? I just hope that, I mean, that's me selfishly talking. You know, if I were to design it around but you know, I think a lot of people really dig it. So
Yeah, I think Woolly World so far I like way better. And like I said, I feel like with Woolly World, honestly, the drive to get those yarns, like the collect the however many pieces of yarns to get the new skin, like that was a real, honestly, driving factor. Like that kept me going, like I was like, this is like, I love finding these and seeing what it's going to unlock. Like, what is this cool next skin going to be? With here, you collect a bunch of coins and then you put it into like a little like bubblegum machine, and you get spit out.
Oh, I do like that. I do like the coins.
But
that
it's
is one
not
thing they added to Yoshi I do like.
the coins.
Yeah, I love the coins actually. I love that, like that there's an importance, like I because they didn't have those in previous games.
Yeah,
they never had coins, and I like it because it's like you can use them. I mean, I don't know if I like the actual end, like what it ended up being used for, but I think they could have made that a lot of fun. Where it's like, actually, if you find these coins and you get them, then you can use those to get stuff. And like, I kind of like the gotcha machine type thing. It's not bad. I kind of like it.
It's okay, but it's not as cool as getting them yarn balls, baby.
No, it's not.
And
I
like,
mean,
and
wearing,
it isn't. Yeah, and like holding, like it's cute. You see, like he's grabbing it and holding it as he runs.
I love it. I do love that. I wish that.
Yeah, I was gonna say there are definitely some cool ones
yeah.
too. Like for sure, like
yeah,
like I got the pirate ship was cool, and like there are definitely some cool.
No, they're all
things.
cool. Yeah, totally. And it's weird though that they not only are they just aesthetic, that they give you 3 extra hits.
Too many hits.
But I kind of like it though.
The rare ones do more than 3.
Do they?
Like I have a super rare one and it does 5.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I think I have one of those too. Yep.
So it's like that's beneficial because, well, like I'm never gonna get hit more than 5 times. You know what I mean? Like before getting to like the checkpoint where it refills your health. So it's like I'm never gonna run into that situation. So it's like almost like the element of getting the 20 hearts at the end is never an issue for me.
Oh no, exactly. Which, you know what? That's fine with me. Like that. That's why I was like, this is actually kind of okay, because like that's one of the things where like something silly can happen and then you lose your hearts. And then it's like, ugh, I gotta play through the whole thing just so I can not get hit. I mean, that's okay. But I was kind of like fine with it.
Yeah, I guess. But like, it's funny you say like, oh, you want a little bit of a challenge, and like that just completely makes part of it obsolete, you know?
That's true. No, that's true. But like, that's not the kind of challenge I want. Like, I want like platforming challenges.
Yeah.
And like actually, like
well,
I
don't
want
get
to be
hit,
able.
Bro. Challenge.
Yeah, I know, but that's kind of that is a challenge for sure. But I guess like I would rather have it be try not to die challenge. Which, is it even possible to die?
I jumped into a hole because it was like, I was like, it sort of looks like something could maybe be down there. And then you just like get floated back up, and it's
That's
like,
right, so.
and then it takes like, if you have one of the costumes on, it just takes a tick away.
It's just interesting, I mean, it really has taken the, it's really down to like, almost like I said, it's just like right above the Kirby, where it's just a little harder than Kirby.
Yeah. Just a titch.
I mean, I definitely enjoy it more than Kirby, but
because Kirby has unlimited jumps to go along with his easiness, At least like Yoshi's got like the flutter jump, but then he has to touch the ground real quick,
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting. Now, I like if I had, it's funny because if I had like, if I wasn't a grown up and had like I could just buy things whenever I wanted. If I was like a little kid, I feel like this would be a perfect game because there's a lot of content and a lot of exploring. And, if you didn't have a lot of money, like, to buy things, right? And so,
it's a game could last a little bit.
It's a game that can last a long time. And I think it's really pretty and fun. And I think that, it's on the easier side. I think it suits kids a lot better. And I think it's a good thing. So, I guess I can just look forward to Mario Maker 2, which will be unbelievable, dude. Oh, my goodness. Dude, Mario Maker 2, man, that's going to be so much fun.
And it's not that far off, dude. It's like 2 months away.
I know. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be like a low-key excitement for me, where like I'm excited for it, but then all of a sudden
oh, man,
it's going to be like the week of, and I'll be like, baby, like, let's go.
Dude, I think that like here's hoping that they put like a legit campaign in that game because I think that they will.
I hope so.
I think they will.
Because I already
like
got that game
dude, the
paid
amiibo
off
support and everything. Oh, baby. Like, that was so much fun unlocking those things and playing 2 players. Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah,
And how cool it would be if you could play online. That's not going to happen. Of course it's not, because why would it? But if you could play 2 players online, oh, my goodness. Dude. Yeah. Anyway. Now, I have a game to talk about. One that I've been wanting to talk about.
I don't believe you.
Well, believe it, Junior. This game is called Alwa's Awakening. Yes, so this is made by Elden Pixels. I believe they are Swedish, I think, from Sweden. It's some people from like Image and Form and just one of those cool people over there. And this is basically like a Metroid-like game with an NES aesthetic. So I've been interested in this game for a long time before it was even announced for Switch. I followed it on Twitter and it looked fun and cool and it looked really crisp and nice. And if you look it up, it just looks really polished and I love the color scheme of the game and everything. So I've always wanted to play. I never knew exactly how it played, but I was just kind of like, yep, I see that game. I'm interested in that game. I'm gonna play that game someday. Anyway, I reached out and they sent us a code for the game to play through and talk about on the podcast. So I was very happy to do that. And I'm playing through it right now. I haven't played too far in. I've only gotten to like 20% of the game, as this game says.
Side note real quick, absolutely love when games tell you how many percent you're through.
Yeah, that is nice, isn't it? I think that's pretty good.
I love it. I can't. Oh,
but
man,
you know what's
so
weird though? It's weird when they when it's like percentage and you think it's like to beat the game, but then it's not. It's like to collect everything in the game. So it's like
yeah, you're like, man, I'm only at 60%, and then you beat the final boss.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
it's like what? Oh,
that's like Donkey Kong.
Yes, exactly.
The old DKC.
Good old DKC. So anyway, this game, playing it is just delightful. It's a lot of fun. One thing you'll immediately notice is the main character, the girl that you play as, she jumps really. It's really floaty, and it's really fun actually. Like it's kind of slow paced, and it's so you just kind of walk around, and you're jumping and really floaty, and it's just like you have this. This club, this magic wand thing, whatever it is that you hit, like a sword. I don't know if it's a sword, but you can hit enemies like with one hit. It's kind of like a side-scrolling, kind of like Zelda 2,
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And you're going out through the world. I mean, Zelda 2 really is like.
I need to go back and actually give that. It's like I've played Zelda 2 before, but I've never beaten it. I've never really gotten that far,
dude. It needs a remake. I mean, that's like one of the 2 Zelda games I haven't beaten. It needs a remake for sure. But yeah, I mean, you go through, there's a cute story. Alwa, whatever, how you pronounce it. That's not the girl, that's the name of the kingdom. There's something crazy happening. Cute little story. And so, you go through and there's upgrades you can find after, and then there's also like little blue orbs you can collect as kind of like the missile upgrades in Metroid, like just that it's kind of like an extra challenge, either on screen to usually you can see it in plain sight, but it's knowing how to get to it. Might be you have to utilize something on the screen or approach it from a different screen, or you need an upgrade to come back and grab it. So the first one you got, I think the only upgrade I have so far is it very harkens to Zelda. It's like just a green square cube that you can just form, and then you can use that to jump on. So, and you can move it like, so it just, it's a cube, right? You form it and then you can push it back and forth. It can be a shield. So they use that in some cool ways. Like, you can drop it down and then hide behind it and push forth while enemies are attacking you from the front, like shooting arrows at you or something like that. And then you obviously I love how they use this in a total old school fashion. Like, it's like they use this a lot too. It's like there's a gap in the floor.
Watch the gap.
With the bottomless pit, right? And so it's like this is just a really easy way to gate you from places, but you just have to build the You got
to find
the.
Do you need to find
the
bread, the wood? I don't know why I called it bread.
No, I'm just saying you literally have because you can have unlimited blocks.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, I mean, you can only do one at a time, but you don't need. I don't think you need magic. No, I think you might. No, I don't think you do.
You need bread.
Yeah, you need bread. Of course. But you just build the block up and then you get on that and then jump over the gap. Like, it gives you that extra, because you're higher, you can jump further. Mm-hmm. And I love that because it's a very natural mechanic. And so that's what I love about this game is that it really harkens back to old school, the vibe, which I know a lot of games do, but this game especially does very well. One thing, it's kind of a screen by screen. Like when you exit a screen and go to another one, it'll kind of like stop and shift over.
Yeah, like NES style.
Yeah, and when it does that, like it'll load the level first, and then the enemies pop in, just like you would play on an old NES game.
That's
like
awesome.
Mega Man or something. It's great, and so enemies reappear. It's that kind of old school. But then it's then where it's not really super. I mean, what's cool is that it has this big overworld that is crafted and put together. And you unlock warp points and stuff. It's fairly a standard affair. I wouldn't say anything about the game is mind blowing. It's just a fun game. And that's what I like. Like, it's not like all the mechanics. It's kind of like they designed the game because it's like, what can we do really well and build this boundary and stay within it. And that's where I am so far with the game. Now, of course, right, this is early impressions. So this is like they could
turn it on its head.
Crazy. Yeah. I have no idea, and they'd be welcome. But for now, I just really enjoy. Like, I was just sitting playing the other night and just it was just so much fun and relaxing. Relaxing and then on top of it all. I say relaxing, but it's also like old school tough. Like, it can get really hard, and you save at points. You don't have like a universal save, which I kind of like because it kind of makes things. The thing I like about that is that the design of the game can be way more fluid when you have designated save points, so that they can design the game around those save points. Mm-hmm. So it's like you'll have your save point room and then right next to a warp room, so that you can use that warp. Like, you can save, then use the warp and go fight, and then usually there's a warp next to it, so you can save. So it's just, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I know that sounds like in this day and age, like where you can't save whenever you want. Well, if you save whatever you want, then it's kind of like loosey goosey, and you kind of don't know where you are. But since the map is designed around the save points.
Yeah, they know where they could test you too if they wanted to, like, really push the envelope. Well, it's like, they probably saved right there,
Exactly, dude. Exactly. So it's really balanced really well for that, because it's tough, and it's like that. I remember when we were playing Anne at PAX.
Yep.
And I remember while you were talking to him, I missed a save room. Like, it was right next. I just walked past. Like, it was right off the screen, and I didn't save there, so I had to start like all over while you're talking. I think it's even on the interview. No, I think we kind of messed up all the footage a little bit on that, so it didn't. But yeah, I just remember like while you were talking, I had to like go all the way back, and when I got to the area, like literally like 5 minutes later, I was like, oh, there's a save point right there. Clicks, hit the save point. Okay, now so that can happen in this, and there's something charming about that, Like, it doesn't automatically save. It doesn't automatically push you in a direction. You can lose. You have to restart and go back. And it's like, you know what? That's, me. That's fine in games. I don't have to have this, I don't have to not lose. I don't have to just win all the time and go through and beat the game. It's fun to actually work towards something.
I'm not playing Yoshi, dang it.
I'm not playing Yoshi. Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, honestly, like I'm having so much more fun with this game than I am with Yoshi. That's a really good point. It's like even though how much I love Yoshi, the character, and how the design is just out of this world, unbelievable. The look of the game, just the strict gameplay can be so simple. But if it's challenging, then it can be great and great fun. Mutant Muds. Like I love Muds, and it's so it's so it's so simple, but it's made within these bounds to craft it to be, to be hard. Whereas like with Yoshi, like it's kind of like everything, all of the stuff has put into the look of the game and how cute it is, rather than like building within like the boundaries of being hard. So anyway, I really, really, really am enjoying Alwa's Awakening. It's for old school fans. It's great. I really hope someone like Super Rare would be perfect to do a
nice physical
release of this physical. Oh yeah, man, I think it'd be awesome. But I bet we can get someone to come onto the show too. Actually, we have had one of the creators on the show, Michael.
Miguel.
He is Michael Forsland.
Yep.
He came on with now I am blanking on her name from Image and Form. Alexandra. When they talked about Stick It to the Man, like 2 years ago, probably.
I was going to say it's been a long while
when that released. So, but yeah, he's working full time now at Elden Pixels, and he's a great guy. You should follow him. Michael, it's Mikael Forsland. He's really funny, and get a peek over at the stuff they're doing. So, so that's Alwa's Awakening. Really, if you like adventure, if you like action adventure games like Zelda or Metroid, it's really more. I have a tough time with really differing those two things, because yes, they are different, and I would say that Metroid games definitely have a different flair than like Zelda games, but given the right aesthetic, I mean, you can really make a Metroid-like game seem like a Zelda-like game, because they're just both action-based adventure games. So, anyway, what else do we have next?
We got another game, Perry.
Another one?
Another one, yes, and that is Katana Zero.
Booyah, baby.
Yeah, this is a little ditty that was on the Nintendo indie presentation a couple weeks ago, I guess, maybe
That's
a
right.
month ago. I don't even remember.
There's like one thing I remember from this. This is the one with like the like you have like a therapist or something, right?
Yep.
And like the therapist like injects you with drugs.
He gives you that good.
That good. Oh, jeez. All right.
This game is insane.
This is based on your life, right, Case?
Yeah. My therapist just straight up shoots the heroin into my arm.
I knew it.
No, this is a weird game for sure. So, you start out and you just it's mission based, right? So you are going through each mission and you're given an objective, usually to eliminate a target, and you're going to kill everyone on the way to that target. So how it works is it's like they're pretty much rooms, and then you clear a room and then you move on to the next one. Each level is sort of a collection of these rooms, and then you go through. So if you beat a room and then you die on the next room, you just start at the beginning of that room. You don't have to do it all over again. Mm-hmm. And what's cool is it's actually how it works via the story is you're like planning your attack to start. So if you die, it just like rewinds to the beginning of the level, like real quick, like, and you're back at it, and then when you completely go through the room and kill everyone and reach the next part, it's like, all right, that'll do, and then you see it play out for realsies. Now, I pretty much always just skipped the seeing it play out, because it's like, well, I just did it, you know what I mean? I don't need to necessarily see that again. But I guess if you did want to see it, you could see pretty much just what you did. You could sit back and watch a playthrough of how you killed everyone.
If you're some sort of narcissist.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Now, what's cool is you have like a roll, you have like a slow down time ability, which it is limited. Like you can't just do that the entire room. And then you have your sword, and you could pick up items along the way to use. Now, the items are just one-time uses. So, like, you'll pick up a bottle, and then you'll throw it at someone, or, like, pick up a machete, or, like, it's like a butcher's knife, really, I guess. And, like, you could throw that at someone, and then it's gone once it kills them. Now, when you're going through, it's one-shot kill. So, if you get hit, you're dead. And you just zoom back. So, it is pretty tricky at times. Some rooms do get tough. Now, there are not a ton of different, like, enemy types. So you've got, like, the guys who are going to, like, they've got, like, a bat or, like, a close, maybe it's a sword of some sort, close range, Then you've got a guy with, like a normal gun that shoots or a pistol. And then you've got, like, a guy with a shotgun. And those are tricky because, like, you can deflect bullets back. And you could do that whether you're in slow-mo or not, like... Slow-mo obviously makes it a little easier, and that's, like, in the beginning, that's how I would go about it. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to slow-mo, hit this back. Then, eventually, you could sort of get the timing down where, like, oh, I don't need to slow-mo to hit that bullet back. You hit it, it goes back to them, and it just pops them, and they're dead. Like, the shotgun's tough because, like, they shoot out a whole bunch of bullets, and they're all different directions. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to hit this one back, but, like, 3 of the other bullets are going to hit me, and I'm going to die anyway. But yeah, so you're going through each level, and it is a side-scrolling game. So, there are different tiers. You can sort of jump up and around. They're like, that you could break that floor and sneak up behind them and kill them. You could sort of bait them out if you want, like from another floor down to the bottom floor where you are, or vice versa. If you're up top, you can sort of bait them up. So you can play it a little slow. There is a timer for each screen, but it's super long, and like I never ever once even got close to like running out of time to do it.
Weird.
Now, like I said, I guess, but I didn't play that. Like I didn't take that much of a slow pace. Maybe if you were really trying to play slow, you might run into that. But yeah, so it's really fun to sort of just zip through and just kill people real fast. Obviously, like, that leads to some issues of just, like, completely butchering it. Or, like, I got up to, like, the last guy and then he shot me, and if I had just taken my time, I probably would have killed him, But,
right.
Of course, it's like, no, I'm going hard, I'm going hard and fast into this. But...
Of course.
Yeah, so I was streaming the other day and to play it, and... Essentially, I was playing through and I was having a fun time, and then I was like, maybe I'm actually sort of getting close to the end here, and I beat the game in like 3 hours and 15 minutes.
This is all on stream.
Yep. Now,
that's amazing.
When I did beat it, you do like unlock another level, so like, I guess like there's still more to do. I haven't gone back and done that yet.
It wasn't 100%.
Yeah, it was an 85.
60.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But so it's not a super long game. Like I said, it is tough, but not like so overly tough that it was like there were definitely rooms I ran into where I was like, and like spent a couple times dying and restarting it and dying and restarting. But it's interesting, like it almost plays out like a puzzle game because how the room's laid out, like you're just going, like you need to find the correct way. For instance, like there was one level I was trying and I was like, man, I'm just dying. Like I can't figure this out. And then I was like, oh, well, if I do it this one different way, like then it makes it way easier. You know what I mean? So It does sort of have like a puzzly feel almost to it, despite not really being a puzzle game. But like the levels are cool. Like the one level is like, I think it's like the second mission too. And it's like, all right, your objective is to kill like a popular DJ. And he's playing a show at this place, but be discreet. He's got bodyguards, So it's like you go in there and the music's bumping and there's like lights all over, like laser lights. And then you see his guards sort of patrolling and like you could see their sight, like their cone of visibility. And like when they look the other way, you need to sneak up, and then there's like a group of people dancing, and they're like, you press a button, and then you start dancing, and like you blend in, and then he walks by, and then you can keep moving on. Yeah, so it's super, super stylistic game. I've not played Hotline Miami, but apparently it's like similar, I guess, sort of similar style game. Like this Hotline Miami is top down, but like I feel like apparently they play sort of similar. For like I said, this is a side-scrolling one versus that, but super stylistic game. Lots of like cool purples and like neons colors, like blue and stuff.
Sure.
And
it's pixel, right?
Yeah. So when you begin, it's very like you don't know what's going on. Like you said, you're sort of talking to your therapist, like you're having these weird nightmares, like when you go to bed, and then he's like asking you about those nightmares, and it's strange. You're like, well, I don't really. Like, okay. And then, like, you slowly start piecing together the story and sort of what's going on. And, like, for instance, when you're that DJ, part of the mission was, like, do not talk to him, just kill him. Like, that's it. Just kill him. By no means talk to him, So, like, of course, I'm like, well, I'm going to talk to him, Like, I'm going to see what the jam is here. And, then all of a sudden you start finding out, like, oh, there's this drug, like... Yeah, like, I didn't steal it, man. Like, no, and then, like, you learn, like, okay. So when you go back to your therapist, it's like, hey, man. I was like, hey, I talked to him. And he's like, there's a lot. This game is rated M, and it earns that rating. Because not only is there, like, a bunch of drug use, like, there's cursing galore, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, he's like, what the F, Like, you effing idiot, I told you not to do this. And then, like... then all of a sudden you're like, well, let me ask, a little bit about this. And you sort of get let it behind the curtain a little bit, but not much. But as you continue again, you sort of keep learning more. And it's just a very strange game, like super, super weird as story-wise, but it's interesting. And I did like it. And just... very, very strange. Now, if you are not interested in dealing with the story, because, like, essentially after levels, like you said, you go talk to your therapist. There are characters you're going to interact with and stuff. You can, and, like, you have dialogue choices. So you could sort of play it as is, and you get some different reactions and stuff. Like, for instance, the one you're walking out and, like, the police are like, who the heck are you?
The DJ will remember that.
Yeah. So like the cops like, who the heck are you? You know what I mean? And it's like, you're like, you could be like, screw you. And then all of a sudden you have to fight the cops, But then there's one where it's like, well, no, I'm just this. And then like, they're like, oh, okay, well you could pass, So like they do have like minor effects on how it's going to play out.
Right.
But yeah, man, super weird game. And if you do, like I said, if you don't want to deal with the story or the dialogue choices, you can pretty much just slam A, and it'll give you for instance, like when you're talking to the therapist, he'll ask you questions and stuff. And like if you just slam A, it's like, just give me my medicine, and then like he gives you the medicine, and like you just move on, Now the bad thing is, I did like naturally I'm always hitting A, like I feel like. When I'm playing my games, so there were a few times where
I'm not gonna read.
Yeah, let me play.
If they make me read, I feel like they've won.
Yeah, and I'm not a loser. But yeah, so there are definitely like ways to like. There were definitely times when I was like, oh crap, like I hit A by accident. Like I sort of wanted to keep seeing sort of what that was about, but that's just something that was probably more a personal issue than something other people would run into. But yeah, man, yep. It's definitely out there. Like I said, story-wise, very strange, very weird game. But I liked it. And like, honestly, it was
non-stopper.
Yeah, it was nice. Like I don't remember the last time I just sat down and played a whole game through. Like I said, not the super long game, so it wasn't like that impressive. But it was awesome because it's like, oh, yes. You know what I mean? Like, I played the game, I seen it all the way through, and that's that, Yeah. And like, I might go back and beat that last level or whatever, just for good sake. But it was nice to, in a world of when there's a bajillion games, it's nice to get one like you're able to sort of polish off relatively quick,
Boosh. Yeah.
Gababoosh.
Absolutely. I think we all understand that, or a lot of us do.
But yeah, very solid game. It is, like I said, very stylistic. Crazy story. Yeah, you're not going to want to play this around children probably, and it's actually banned in Australia.
What?
Yeah, I guess like the drug use is like, I guess Australia is not cool with that.
That's weird.
Yeah, isn't it? And it's interesting because it's like that was like showcased on Nintendo's you know what I mean? Like their thing. Like, yeah, it's, let's see, Katana Zero is banned in Australia and New Zealand. It's due as banned the game. Yeah, so let's see. I'm pretty sure it's in regards to like the drug use. Heads up to the folks, has classified refused rating and therefore will not be released in Australia and New Zealand. Developer intends to resubmit the game in hopes that it won't happen a second time around. So,
okay.
I guess maybe because like there were literally like there's like a scene where it's like the guy's like, "Hey man, you party," you know, and it's like you just like rail a line of what I would imagine, I guess, is some sort of cocaine. And like you just see your character like do a line, you know, and it's like, all right, well, this game's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so it is.
Wow.
It is weird. It is an interesting game, but I liked it.
Well, good. Thank you for talking about it.
Boom.
There's another game that's very interesting that came out that we've been playing for a while now. It's one of those embargoed games, but it's kind of a big deal. And that game is Cuphead. Yes, that's right, which I believe I teased this last week or something like that. Cuphead, it's a game. I've heard so much about this game. Well, not heard so much about it, but
you've heard about it.
I've heard about it. Well, I heard, you know, everyone talks about it, and I was like, well, you know, like what's this game all about? And it was like a Microsoft. What did Microsoft have to do with this game? I mean, did they co-develop it? Did they do something? I mean, is there a reason that this was like an exclusive to Microsoft, or was it just because like they just signed a deal like to be exclusive? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's an independent. Let's see, Studio MDHR is an independent video game company founded by two brothers, Chad and Jared Moldenhire. They finished work on their first game, Cuphead, released I'm guessing Microsoft probably was like, hey man, we love this game. Like, why don't we give you some money and boom, you know, you work with us.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, but anyway, I've played probably, I don't know, a couple hours of Cuphead. How long have you played?
Not that much. That's why I did put a little question mark next to it on the show notes here, because it was one of those, like, I could definitely talk a little bit about it, but like I really haven't put too much time in because it came out, again, I had a bunch of other games, and I had planned on revisiting it more to talk about it around its release, and then just things sort of got away.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I was really interested in this game. I was actually at PAX. I guess it would have been PAX East. I don't think because they didn't have. Yeah, it must have been PAX East, the last one we were at. I actually tried to play this. Like, I was like, oh, cool, this is here. I can finally try to get a chance to play it, you know. And I started it and I played through the tutorial, and then we had to go do the panel. And so I didn't get too far into it. But I thought this is cool. I mean, obviously, you know, Cuphead, the cool thing about this game is the art direction. Unbelievable, right? I mean, it's just like, it looks like a 1930s cartoon. It's really cool looking. That animation style is amazing. I actually recently went back and watched the first Looney Tunes cartoon, and those are just wild. They are so weird and like have some like really like crude things in them also. It's so bizarre, but that style, that old time style is fantastic, and they really do a good job in Cuphead. And I believe I heard it's coming physically to Switch, I think.
That would be
awesome.
cool. Yeah, I don't know about that, but
sure
that would be
happening.
sweet.
Yeah, it's a really pretty game, right? I mean, the idea is like you're gambling, and then like you gamble your soul away to the devil.
Stupid
or something.
Cuphead, man. Poor Mug Man got roped into it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Don't do it, Cuphead."
I know. No, I got stuff.
Yeah. Oh, what a son of a gun.
Don't gamble, people. Don't gamble.
Don't gamble with money you don't have.
Exactly. Exactly. So the devil makes them go and collect souls. I believe is what you're doing, or something like that.
I feel like you're collecting the like. I think it's other
that's
people.
Right. The contract.
Who like have bounced and not paid their dues. Like you're,
right.
You're being the man to go get it.
So you're this is interesting, right? So honestly, going into Cuphead, I had no idea. Like I remember seeing footage of this game when it was released. Since it wasn't on Nintendo, I just don't really have the time, to go out and like look at other games. That's just how it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember seeing like a video of it, and I was like, oh, it's a shooter, like it's a shoot 'em up, like it's a like Gradius or something like that. Gradius, like that's what I thought, because some of the levels, the level I saw was that it was in a
sort
little
of
plane
on rails,
you're shooting. Yeah. I mean, that concept was like, it looks cool, whatever. It's not my
scrolling
cup of tea.
Yeah.
but like that's still really cool. Like I still want to play it. Like this was a game that like my brother, who is not into video games whatsoever, had heard of this game. Like because his friend told him about it, because it's one of those games. It's just like
breaks the barrier.
Yeah, exactly. And so I remember seeing it like, yeah, this looks really cool. So I didn't realize that it's kind of like some parts are your platform. I mean, like it's like a run and gun, which I believe they're even called run and gun levels. Some of them are shoot 'em up levels, and some are just literally boss levels. I mean, it's just kind of like a big. There's a world map, which is pretty cool, and you go around and you face like the different levels have the different things to do. But really, it just comes down to you're shooting left, you're jumping, and there's also like a counter or something. Not a counter.
Yeah.
It's like
I know what you mean. I forget what it's called too, where it's like there are certain objects you can sort of like bounce off of and you get bonus points for doing that.
Yeah,
when it
they're
comes to
pink.
The score, yeah.
They're pink, and that's how you know that you can counter them or whatever it's called. And then that's added up at the end. Like, did you counter these 5 pink things? And it's like, no, because like I mean,
and then you're like, well, I don't even know where those pink things were.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I know. Like that's the funny thing. So, I mean, and the big thing that everyone, if you've heard of Cuphead and someone talk about it, they've probably talked about how hard it is, how difficult it is, and it is difficult. Like what I've played, I've been able to beat what I've like the level. I never stopped because it was too hard. The one thing that really sucks though, and this is I believe mentioned in our review. Or at least we had a big staff discussion about it, and that was the D-pad. The D-pad on the Switch sucks. So
gotta play with them
sucks.
Joy-Cons, baby.
Yeah, that's true. But if you want to view this on your big old screen, you gotta have your Joy-Con holder or whatever. But it's kind of heavily reliant. I think I played on the Pro Controller. I think I played on the analog stick. Like that's how bad, because it's kind of make it or break it, because you're shooting behind you and above you, and that's a lot of times, and it can suck. And it just leads me to the point, man, what a darn shame. The D-pad on the Switch. Like what a darn shame on that Pro Controller. It's just I can't believe that they actually messed that up, and then didn't even like the crazy thing is they could have fixed it, but they didn't even totally fix it. I heard it's better, but it's not perfect, and you have to mod your controller to get the D-pad to work correctly. It's like, what's going on, Nintendo? Like That is just, and because it's like a brand new controller, you can see it, and you can see the input on. If you press left and then press right, it'll hit up. I mean, it's bad. You know?
Oh yeah, no,
So,
it's awful.
yeah,
And it sucks so bad.
yeah, I know, and it's like this is not fair because especially coming off the Wii U gamepad, they should bring Wii U gamepad functionality to the Switch. That would be amazing.
Can you imagine? It's
They
back,
should just
baby.
let you use it. It's back.
It's what you've all been waiting for.
Yeah, Doug Bowser. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm back, and what I'm doing, dude, I would welcome it because
That
the
stupid
Wii U
Reggie
gamepad,
wouldn't let me, but now
Yeah, yeah. I'm Bowser. I'm literally a villain. No, but the D-pad on the gamepad is phenomenal, and I think it's the best D-pad ever made. So coming from that to the beautiful Switch system, it's like they made I know that making a controller. I mean, honestly, like the Xbox and the PS4 D-pads are terrible. Awful. I mean, they're functional, but they feel gross. That new controller that I got, the Hori, sorry, it's not Hori, the Power A Pro controllers that are officially licensed. Those have D-pads that are great functionally, but they don't feel as good. Like they don't feel as good as the D-pad on the Switch. Excuse me.
bless you.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what that
You
came from.
dirty dog.
But like they're kind of like glossy, like so they're kind of sticky, like instead of being like that nice matte. Anyway, it's just a darn shame. And with Cuphead, with a tough game, that actually makes a legitimate difference. And I think a lot of people, if they've played side-scrolling game, they'll notice, oh, like this actually kind of sucks. Like that you have to deal with this with some certain games where it kind of requires that. So,
yeah, for me, it's always like I end up playing the game, right? And I'm like, oh, this is, and then all of a sudden I have like one egregious, I'm pressing right and it just like goes up, and then I'm like, hold on,
and it's
I'm
like,
like,
nope.
I hit the home button and I grab the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I know. And isn't that ridiculous? I mean, it's ridiculous. Like that's a stupid thing. So
Yeah, it's terrible.
They really need to update that. They really do.
They need to hey, Nintendo, fix yourself.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say with Cuphead from my, is that while it's a gorgeous game, I mean really, really cool looking.
It's just
and really fun.
not your cup of tea. That's going to be your final sign out.
No, I already said that.
I know. But to reiterate.
No. It's just not like amazingly fun. I mean, it's just really hard. It's like a shoot 'em up. I mean, if you like shoot 'em ups, then you'll probably like Cuphead.
Yeah.
and it's not like anything groundbreaking or earth shattering. It's just a really cool aesthetically, enveloped shoot 'em up. Run and gun with some run and gun levels and stuff, So
yeah, that's like for me. Like I said, I haven't played much. I've done a couple bosses and a couple of the levels, and yeah, like you said, it's. I mean, I'm sure once you get deeper into the game, it's really going to be like balls hard. But
yeah,
for me right now, yeah, it's like it's beautiful. It sort of like has that like the Yoshi games. You know what I mean? Like the aesthetic is almost better than. I mean, and not to say that. Cuphead is a fun game, like from what I've played. Like I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I could see myself getting
fun.
frustrated a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. It's totally like if it didn't look that amazing, I bet you it would not have the fan base that it has now,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And they do rank you or grade you at the end. And I don't know, I kind of have a working thesis here that I don't know if I like that in levels. I don't know if I like that in games.
Because it makes you feel like a failure. And then you would not like Bayonetta.
Yeah. Like always being graded on what you do. Like I'm taking a test, and it's like, ha, what an idiot! You only got a C. Like literally, like Beautiful Joe does that, and it's like, I mean, it tells you how you did and stuff, but it's kind of like.
I know.
Well, I did beat it. I kind of like it if I just kind of beat a game and that's a reward. You don't have to be graded. Like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. I kind of just
Then sounds like Yoshi's
when we were
Crafted World might be the game for you. No.
How's that though?
No, I'm joking. No, I know what you mean. Like, because in Bayonetta sometimes, like, you go through a level and you're like, all right, like, I felt like I did decent there. And then all of a sudden you get, like, the Stone Award, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh.
Yeah, and it's like, well, like that, like, okay.
I thought I was doing
thank
okay,
you.
but I guess I sucked.
But I guess I suck. Yeah, thank you for telling me, game. Like, that doesn't feel good. I don't know. I guess it feels good when you do get a good score. But I feel like there's like a better way of doing that in games where, at least like if they're approachable, like if they're actually, like I'm trying to think like Miles and Kilo. You know, that was perfect. I don't know. It gelled perfectly with me where I could get an S rank in each level. They were obtainable. And maybe that's just because it kind of really worked with my style of gameplay. But I think you did the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where I think if they're really obtainable, then it's nice. But if it's kind of a hard thing to do and it, you know, takes a, I don't know. I don't mean to say I'm like against it. I just like, I think I like it better when when they don't push a failure upon you, even for completing something.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
I mean, it's just like not that I really care that much. It's just kind of like like congratulations, you beat the level, but you don't really deserve it. You're also
You pretty much did the bare
you got a B
minimum.
minus. Yeah, you did the bare minimum to pass. Good job.
You crawled
I'm really
across the
clapping
finish
for
line,
you.
you loser.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's
And it's
your
like,
participation award.
Yeah. It's like that doesn't feel good. I mean, you know, I think that low. I mean, I don't know. I'll develop something here. Maybe this is an editorial I can write.
Don't
on how
grade
I feel
me, dang
offended
it.
by grades in video games.
I graduated from
Pass
high
me.
school years ago. Now leave me alone.
No gamer left behind.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, anyway, well, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna hit the new eShop Roundup XL.
Ooh-wee. Alrighty, we are back, Perry, and you know what that means.
I thought we were front.
You're a sick pervert.
I'm not sick. I was just making a funny joke.
You are a pervert, though.
Well, that's...
Well, that's a given.
Well, yeah, I mean... Okay, but it's time for the new eShop Roundup. eHaw!
Yes, sir, Bobby.
And we have... You only have one this week?
I only got one this week.
Well.
Just the Lone Ranger. So why don't you go first?
well.
You can sandwich. We can make a Casey Oreo.
Okay. You're sick. All right.
Giggity.
The runner-up for this week I have is Alpha for $5 even. The Jimmy price of $5. The OG Jim price.
Yeah. The OJ.
I know someone named
The
Jim
original
Price.
Jimmy.
Yep. And this is a cool looking game. It's called Alpha. What?
I'm just looking at Nintendo's page for it. No caps, simple but hard.
Yeah.
But the comma it's like simple space comma no space but then space hard. Misplaced comma.
Yeah. It isn't like that on the eShop, which is interesting. So that's not the same.
That is
not
weird.
the same
It's
input.
probably
That
more
is
important to have it looking proper on the actual Switch because that's probably where most
Yeah.
people are gonna see it.
Yep. But it's like again, it's called Alpha, all caps. Playing latest games is like work. Getting together with friends, fighting bosses, that's all cool. But having some time for yourself is pretty awesome too. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. Anyway, this is a single-player action shooting game, and it kind of looks like Enter the Gungeon. Like if I would like, it's chunky, delicious pixels. It's cool. You're kind of so it's like bird's eye view going around. Everyone has life bars, and you're kind of it just looks like a good old-fashioned slashy washy slash 'em up type game. But it looks cool. It does. It looks cool. And for $5, you can't really go wrong. It seems like you can't go wrong. But I love how it even says average play time of 2 hours. Or if you like to spend more time, as long as you want.
Straight up, I like that. Yeah, to the point. Like we're just gonna be honest with you.
Hey, Casey, if you like to spend more time, you can play this game as long as you want.
Yeah. Once you
I mean,
buy
you can
it,
leave it on and keep playing it.
yeah, once you buy it, unlimited playtime, if you so choose to. I like that.
When it's game over, you start over from the beginning of the stage. You won't be getting it easy. I love this. How all the and this is the last bullet point. All this for a small price. Look at this guy. They're really going for it.
Amen, man. I like it.
All right, your game.
My game is Hell is Other Demons. This is a quote-unquote juicy arcade shooter where it rewards fast decision-making and faster reflexes. Now, what's really cool is the visuals. It's a pixel art game, but it looks really, really cool.
It's really cool looking.
Visually, it's like big demon skulls
neon,
and very
it's
cool
basically
colors.
Neon. It actually,
You got purples and
it's
pinks
pretty
and,
cool.
and like dark blues.
Wow.
The oppressor.
So what kind of game? I mean, what kind of game is it?
It's an arcade shooter.
It's an arcade shooter. Okay, gotcha.
And look at that.
Yeah, man.
Number 2 on the images search is good old the National Treasure. His review is up, and let's see.
Spotlight?
Woo,
Yeah,
Doctor.
what do you give it?
He gave this a 9.
Did he really?
Yep. Here are the pros.
Okay, so
The campaign and arcade modes play very differently and deliver both a challenge and fun. Variety,
this game looks freaking sweet.
Yeah, variety is the name of the game when it comes to weapons and perks, which then sets the stage for people putting together their own combinations that will best suit their style of play. Looks and plays great in handheld mode. Cons: until you get the hang of things and begin to upgrade, it can feel a bit flat. The scale of everything, though works great when playing handheld, can feel a bit claustrophobic and opens the door to issues where you can be shot by enemies just out of your view. But yeah, I mean, this game looks...
I encourage everyone to go on the eShop and look at the trailer for this game. Hell is Other Demons. It looks really,
this game
really
looks
cool,
dope.
like insane. So very cool. Very
and
cool.
it checks in at the nice price of $9.99.
Now,
Juicy.
my pick of the week.
The pick of the week.
Yes, I might make that a jingle. I might not. Depends on how much time I have. Is the game known as Trüberbrook.
Trüberbrook.
Thank you. Yeah, that was great.
I'm on fire, baby.
It's $29.99. This is an adventure game. It's a point and click.
Ooh.
And this game actually came out physically, and they sent me a copy. Merge Games did. Those
no
nice,
wonder
nice
why
people.
it's your pick of the week. Nah,
because I
I'm
actually
kidding.
wanted to use this time to plug. I did an unboxing of it
A plug
on the old NWR TV, so you can go check that out. But this game looks really cool, and it has one of my favorite setups for games that I honestly I'm kind of working on a few projects myself, and one of the things it kind of has this idea of, arriving, tourist arriving through a town, stopping for gas, whatever, just arriving in a town, in a weird town, finding out there's something odd about it, and there's something about that story conceit that I really think is just fun, because you can really set it up to be like, what's going on in this town? Is there a cult? What's happening here? Like why is everyone so weird but nice? Or you know what I mean? Now, but this is set in Germany, and it, like in a little small town. So
just a small town.
And the cool thing is on the we have a quote on the back of the box from Don Koopman's.
Oh yeah, that
review,
was really cool.
which is awesome. So check that out. So check out my unboxing. Check out all my unboxings. If you go to, we actually have a playlist of unboxings. I also did Joe Devers' Lone Wolf,
The Deaver
from Super Rare Games, the number 15, and that is really, really awesome too. So check those out at NWR TV. A little mini YouTube saloon in here.
The old
But
saloon.
that'll do. Yeah, that'll do it for the saloon and the eShop Roundup, which means it's time for a gigantic,
the biggest
News Talk with Casey Gibson.
Dude, there's got to be something else. I mean, like, there's got to be.
You
right?
can look, man. It was light picking. Now we full disclosure, we are recording this on a Monday afternoon opposed
That's
to
true.
a Tuesday evening. So if there's some big blockbuster news coming out tomorrow, it's like special Nintendo Direct airing in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we didn't cover it. But yeah, so we've got a hard-hitting 4 new games released, or not released, but announced to join a bundle that is the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. We also got a release date, so May 16th, so not too far off.
Dude, this is so cool, man.
And they have announced, so the games we already knew were included were Castlevania, Castlevania 3, Castlevania 2 for Game Boy, and Super Castlevania 4. Now, we adding to the mix, we've got Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest for the NES, Castlevania The Adventure for Game Boy, Castlevania Bloodlines for Genesis, and Kid Dracula for Famicom. And this is the first time it is being localized. So that's a pretty darn cool.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, do you know what
Are you
sucks,
buying
though?
it?
Well,
If it comes physically, yes.
yeah, man. If it was physical, heck yeah. Now, but what I'm wondering is if this is. I mean, this screams Japan only physical release that I order from PlayAsia.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
I really hope it does, because I love Castlevania games and I've never played them. I love the style of them, but I've never played them. You know. So
Super Castlevania 4, man, a must
yeah,
play.
man. I know, and you didn't play it until a couple years ago on the podcast.
Yep, on the old 3DS virtual console.
Yeah. So
so good.
Yeah. So this is really cool, and I like that. Like, I wonder what it's gonna be like playing the G. Did they show screenshots for the GB games?
I didn't look really. I just saw
I
the
didn't. I
news.
haven't seen either. Anyway, I wonder how that's gonna be. Like, if it's gonna be green or gray or black and white or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
So cool though. So cool.
It's gonna be good though.
Yep. But next up on the news, we have that WayForward is going to be working with Arc System Works, and they're teaming up for River City Girls, which is like a new River City Ransom game, but with girls.
Boom.
And is River City Ransom the game that we played on NES? Is that the game? I always get River City Ransom.
I feel like there's so
always
many.
mixed up.
Yeah, that's the one we were playing on the yeah. Yep.
Okay, so this is like a new version with girls, and I think that's cool with WayForward to like to be making a new game. I think that they've worked with other like they've done Double Dragon Neon. They did that with Arc System Works before. So they did like the odd to like an old series doing a new one, which is really cool. So
Boom, baby.
Yeah. And also, Limited Run announced, like, I think today even, that is it. I've always pronounced it Lumines, but I don't think that's what it is pronounced. I don't know.
We can
You know
roll
the
with
correct-
that.
Lumines, maybe? Lumines? Lumines?
Luminis. Luminis.
Lumines.
Limonez.
I think it's Lumines or Lumines, whatever.
Lumis.
Anyway, that is coming to physically, obviously. That's why Limited Run was talking about it. And this is a game that I kind of missed out on, that everyone talked about. This is kind of like on everyone's radar. Everyone kind of talks about this. But Luminous Remastered is coming out on, you can pre-order it the 26th of April. So pretty soon from when this podcast is released, actually. I don't even know what day it is. What is it? Yeah, so a couple days. That's really cool. I always love a good physical. I always love it when Limited Run releases games that I don't have.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for me to double dip on
Yeah,
stuff,
because you
so
feel
I like
bad double dipping, even though
Yeah.
you want to.
Yep.
But yeah, I know what
Exactly.
you mean.
Yep.
All right, well, we got one more bit of news, and I'd say sort of surprising. Fitness boxing for the Nintendo Switch has now, between games that it shipped physically and digital sales, now over 300,000.
Yeah.
That's
crazy, right?
I can't imagine anyone thought it would do that well.
Well, dude, what a weird game in all fronts of the imagination. Nintendo published this, and they're like, well, we don't have Wii Fit. We're not pushing that anymore, so let's put something out in that range. And it's like, well, yeah, I wish you would have Wii Fit. I wish you would have done something. Because, look, you have this fitness boxing game, which isn't a bad game by any means, from what I've heard. In fact, I'm interested in getting this game. Because,
it's physical. What are you waiting for?
Well, I know. I mean, it's like a full-price game, I think, or it's like $50. But I like the workout games, because I, like many other people,
you like
could shed a few pounds,
getting into shape.
Yeah, and so the Wii Fit's so charming and fun, you don't even realize you're working out.
It's like a testimonial. I lost 10 pounds. I didn't even know it.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, I love Wii Fit. That is one of the coolest things.
You know what? I
really
Fit,
hate that it's not.
And it was my Wii U was in my room, and it was like my room was just too cramped. Like I could play the games, but like I'd have to like push my chair in the corner and like position the board in a way. So it sort of deterred me from playing it all that much.
It's a living room game for sure.
Yeah.
But I love Wii Fit. And it shows fitness boxing selling over 300,000. That's pretty dang good.
Yep. Well, see, that's the nice thing about my new job is that it's physical all day, So it's like,
yeah, man.
You
feel so good.
Get to do that workout during the day, so then that way I can come home and sit on my keister and play video games all night and not feel bad about it. Not that I was particularly feeling bad about it.
Not that you feel bad, but it's that you feel good. Like it actually feels good to relax and
it's great.
if you're stagnant all day, it doesn't feel good to be sitting down all the time.
Yeah, stagnant to stagnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double stagnant ain't no good, Barry. I think I called you Barry right there.
Yeah. You totally did. That's so good. That's double stagnant ain't no good, Barry.
And now joining us, the bluest berry in the patch.
Yeah.
Barry Burkum.
So you're just like it was perfect. Like Perry and Jerry and Pert was getting double stagnant. So here's Barry.
Here's Barry.
Yeah. That's funny.
That is
But
funny.
anyway, that'll wrap up our news. Quick news week.
Yeah, she was light.
Yeah, of course, to Casey and I's credit, it's one less day than normal. But
and I blame Barry.
And I blame Barry. We'd like to take this time to thank everyone for listening. It's a little short episode this week.
Yeah,
but we had a
Perry's
big
been
chunky
busy,
one last week.
Yeah, we had a big episode last week.
That was a lot of fun last week, dude. That news
for sure.
With Jordan. Jordan, thank you so much. That was so much fun, man.
Yeah, we got to have back on. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. History's Mysteries. That was a very fun segment. So we would love to hear from you. We'd love to do a listener mail segment next week. So if you want to send us a tweet or you can email us, Perry@NintendoWorldReport.com or Casey@NintendoWorldReport.com.
Or TalkNintendoPodcast@NintendoWorldReport.com.
We really should get TNP at Nintendo World Report.
Yeah, it'd be so much easier.
Let's talk to someone to get that going. But that's actually really cool. So
I should say we're definitely gonna have some Mortal Kombat goodness for coverage next week.
And Casey is streaming it tonight. Which would be a few nights ago for people listening.
But you can still look it up. Yeah,
you can still look it up.
You should also say, my Katana Zero stream is up there, so you can check that out too if you did want to. Take a look see what that game's all about. Nintendo World Report TV on YouTube. Yeah, we're going to stream some Mortal Kombat. Definitely going to be talking Mortal Kombat next week. And who knows, maybe even potentially have a little Mortal Kombat topic of the show, looking sort of at the past history on how, I'd say it's had a very interesting past, with like
for sure
with the you need to change the blood to sweat and all that stuff. So
yeah.
It might be interesting to cover that. I'm not going to promise it, But
Yeah, maybe something like that.
yeah, I think that might be interesting. So,
Cool. So send us an email, and also, since we've done this, I think twice over our whole reign of episodes, it would be awesome if you guys could go give us a 5-star rating or a rating of whatever you want on iTunes.
be 5 stars, otherwise
But, yeah.
we don't want no.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's always good if you're a YouTube video, if you could like our YouTube videos, that's also great too.
Or and also any suggestions you might like to see in the future moving forward from us, whether it's a certain topic, something you like, something you don't like, something you might want to see us tweak a little bit. We're always open for suggestions to sort of
Yes,
evolve
absolutely.
the show because, we love doing it, of course, but, we want you guys to love listening. And, if we can make that a better product, whether, like I said, it's a suggestion on something we're already doing or just a new suggestion in general, we are always open to
Always open.
to change and sort of, like I said, sort of evolving the show as we go. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me this week, Casey.
Thank you, Barry. I very much appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
All right, well,
Man,
we'll
I want a
see you next-
blueberry pie now.
We'll see you next week
Or
on episode
cobbler.
137.
Blueberry cobbler.
I do love blueberry.
Oh, I had one the other day. At this point, it's like a month ago. My God, I still dream about it. Like Homer. All right. Do you need to like find the bread, the wood? I don't know why I called it bread.
Yeah.
Double
so,
stagnant ain't no good, Barry. I think I called you Barry right there.
Yeah.
A Trubabrook.